So let's begin the video. So today's video is about nutrition part 1. I've already made a video on nutrition overview, so please watch that video before seeing this video. So in this video we are going to cover the process of ingestion and the structures of mouth, buccal cavity and esophagus. So let's begin the video. So basically in this video we are going to do ingestion, mouth, the structure of buccal cavity and esophagus. Other than that we are going to study the functioning of saliva in our body. So how it occurs? It occurs with the help of mouth. First, our food that we have that is taken inside the mouth with the help of our mouth, and then it goes in buccal cavity. Now what is structure of buccal cavity? Buccal cavity, first of all, buccal cavity is a structure, a hollow structure in which the food goes for digestion of semi-digestion of starch because of the help of saliva. Buccal cavity receives the secretion of salivary glands, or we can say saliva is received by buccal cavity. Now what's the structure of buccal cavity? Buccal cavity comprises of teeth, palate and soft buds. First of all, everybody know what is teeth. Teeth is a structure, a hard structure that helps in chewing of the food, and it helps in grinding the food into smaller pieces. So that is the function of teeth. Buccal cavity. Buccal cavity also contains palate, or the upper portion, the upper hard portion, that is known as palate. And also it is located near the salivary glands, and the secretion of salivary glands, or you can say saliva, reaches the buccal cavity. So now we are going to study about the types of teeth. Basically there are 4 types of teeth: incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Now I want to tell you one more thing before studying this all, that I have written 1, 2, 3, 4, and in this order we will cover these topics because there are so many topics in this video. So types of teeth, there are 4 types basically, as I have told you: incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Now what is the functioning? Why there are 4 categories? Why they can't be only one? The reason is simple. All have different structures and all have different functioning. The incisors are broad teeth with pointed ends, and they are very broad, and they are the front teeth of our They are basically used for chewing of the food and of cutting of the food. Next are canine. Canines are sharp teeth with pointed ends. Basic function of canine is tearing of food, and it is used for eating people who eat more meat. They are mostly having stronger canines because they have to tear the meat. Now premolars. Premolars are the structures that helps in grinding of food. They are located next to canine, and they help in grinding of food. This order which I have written here, it is located according to their location. Means first incisors, then later on canine this side, then again this side premolar, and at the end molars. Molars have same function as premolars. They also help in grinding of teeth. But the basic difference between molar and premolar is that molar are more broader than premolars. So we are having 4 categories of teeth. Now different animals have different number of teeth. In our humans there is different number. In cows and buffaloes there is different number. But mostly in herbivores there are more numbers of incisors and very less or no number of canine. But in carnivore there is more canines than in us and in herbivores. So there are more canines in carnivores because they have to eat meat and other substances, but more incisors in herbivores. So now we are going to discuss the dental formula, or according to this formula the structure in our human beings is explained, that how many teeth we are having in one jaw. So basically I22. What is the meaning of I22? Incisor. I stands for incisor. Incisor 22 means on the left side there are 2 incisors, on the right side there are 2 incisors in one jaw. Means we are having 2 jaws, we say upper jaw and lower jaw. In actual we have 32 teeth, 16 teeth in upper jaw and 16 teeth in lower jaw in our permanent teeth set. In temporary teeth set we have 20 teeth, but in permanent teeth set we have 32 teeth. So incisors, 2 here in the left side and 2 at the right side. So that is incisor. That's why we say incisor 2 in upper jaw only. If we are considering only one jaw, then incisor 2 in upper jaw left side and 2 at right side. Then canine. After incisors come canine, which are 1 means 1 on left side and 1 on right side. First 4 incisors, then 1 on left side of here and 1 on right side, canine. Then comes premolar. Premolar is same 2 PM means premolar. It is for one left side and another on right side, same way. And then end molar, that is 3 means 3 on right side and 3 on left side, and premolar 2 on right side and 2 on left side. So this is the basic dental formula. Now, why sometimes we say teeth are plaking? What is the meaning of it? Basically, our teeth contains a structure known as enamel. Enamel is the hardest structure in our body. But what happens when we get plaque on our teeth? Actually, the enamel is eaten up by the acid, or that is produced by a special bacteria if we don't brush our teeth properly, and this leads to cavity, and that leads to cavity formation, which is harmful for our teeth. So it is advised to keep the care of our teeth. So in foreign countries, most of the foreign countries, exclude India, in most of the foreign countries, most of the people have a regular dental checkup. But in our India, there is less chance of this dental checkup. Means very less people are having the dental checkup. So that's why most of the people in India are having teeth spoiled, mostly in small ages, and they're having cavity in small ages. So now we are going to discuss about saliva. What is saliva? Saliva is a special kind of liquid that contains mucus and some enzymes. It is secreted by salivary glands present under and above the buccal cavity. So what does saliva contains? Basically, saliva contains a substance called ptyalin. It is ptyalin, but P is silent, so ptyalin only. What does ptyalin? Basically, this ptyalin contains a substance known as amylase. Later on, this amylase helps in digestion of starch. It helps in hydrolysis of starch and helps in conversion of starch into sugar. So the basic function of saliva is digestion of starch. So we can say in our buccal cavity, the digestion of carbohydrates takes place, but there is no digestion of proteins and fats in our buccal cavity. Now, before discussing how that digestion occurs, let me explain you structure of starch. Now, let's discuss about glucose first. Glucose is the basic structural unit of starch. Glucose, I have drawn a hexagon here. What does this mean? This basically means it is a cyclic carbohydrates chain. What do you mean by cyclic? Cyclic means a cycle which is completing a cycle, means all the 6 carbons are connected to each other. So in this hexagonal structure, 6 carbons are connected to each other, and it is cyclic carbon chain. So here in this diagrams, I will represent this 6 carbon chain by a dot. It means if I am drawing one dot, it means one glucoside. So starch, basically starch is of two types that we take from the outer sources. One is simple form and one is complex form. There are amylose and amylopectin. Amylose is a simple form and amylopectin is a complex form. So amylose, each of the glucose atom is connected to other atoms with the help of alpha 1,4 bonds. This is not A, it is alpha 1,4 bonds. With the help of alpha 1,4 bonds, each of the glucose structure is connected with amylose. And what is the difference? Then what is the difference between amylopectin and amylose? In amylopectin, they are connected with alpha 1,4 bonds also, but they also contain alpha 1,6 bonds, and they are having different chains. In that case, it is called amylopectin. So what does basically amylase do? Or we can say in starch, alpha amylase do. Basically, alpha amylase helps in conversion of starch into sugar by breaking down alpha 1,4 bonds. That are these bonds that are present in mainly in amylose. But it cannot break alpha 1,6 bonds. The loss that amylase can't do, the basic limitation in amylase is that it can't break alpha 1,6 bonds. So it helps in a hydrolysis of only alpha 1,4 bonds, but it doesn't help in hydrolysis of alpha 1,6 bonds. So basically, that hydrolysis of alpha 1,6 bonds occurs in small intestine with the help of other enzymes that are present in small intestine. So that's why the full digestion of starch it doesn't take place in our buccal cavity because that amylase cannot hydrolyze alpha 1,6 bonds. So after the food goes from that our buccal cavity to esophagus with the help of pharynx. Now let me explain you this structure. Basically, this is the very important structure. I am going to explain you now. Let me a little. So pharynx. There are two basic structures, pharynx and larynx. Larynx is called voice box, or the device or organ through which we speak, which helps in producing voice. It is connected to windpipe, whereas pharynx is connected to esophagus. Now, some people might ask, why food, when we eat our food, and when we eat food, why it goes only in windpipe? It doesn't go in food pipe. The basic reason that helps in, the basic thing that helps in this purpose is epiglottis. It is a flap-like structure, means like this. See, this is the flap. I am having one hand. Suppose, let me explain you with pens. I will explain you in good form. See, these are two pens with me. 1 minute. One pen here, or wait. It is not being set, so let me explain another way. Suppose this is one hole, this is the another hole. Suppose this is windpipe one hole and this is the food pipe one hole. So this is a flap-like structure. When we eat our food, this flap-like structure covers the windpipe, and then food only enters inside the food pipe or the esophagus. But when we breathe, this covers this one side. It covers the food pipe and air goes inside the windpipe only. Now, why we then? That's the reason when we talk or when we speak something, at that time, the epiglottis is removed from the windpipe, and there is a chance that it might go inside our windpipe, and it can go into our lungs, which will lead to fatal situation and can lead to death. So that's why it is recommended not to speak while eating food. So I'm going to now explain the functioning of esophagus. Now, basic functioning of esophagus is to send the food from buccal cavity to stomach, and at first the food is separated out, that the semi-digested food, not semi-digested actually, only 30% starch digested food, because only 30% of the starch is digested in buccal cavity. So 30% digested starch will go in through the pharynx to esophagus. The esophagus does a process or a movement known as peristaltic movement. Now, what is this? Peristaltic movement is relaxation and contraction movement. Now, how it occurs, let me show you. 1 minute. Suppose, let me see, this is my hand. Here is the food item. It goes down. First, to send it down. First, it contracts. Then it will come here. Then it will relax and it will carry on to the. So in this way, first it contracts, then relaxes, contracts, relaxes, contracts, relaxes, and in this way, in this form, in peristaltic movement, it will go to the stomach, where the further digestion will take place. So in this video, I have explained about these things in detail. In the next video, I will explain about stomach and the special enzymes secreted in stomach. So thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon. If you like the video, click on the like button, and if there is any suggestion or any mistake I have done, please write in comment section so that I may be known and I will improve in future videos. Other than that, if there is any doubt, you can email me on my Gmail account, or other than that, you can also write in the comment section and ask your doubts. Thank you for watching the video.